You've been told to fear fats. You've been warned that certain healthy foods will kill your masculinity. The internet is a minefield of confusing and, frankly, wrong advice about men's health. It is time to set the record straight. For the next hour, we are cutting through the noise. No old wives' tales, no bro science. We will reveal the 10 foods that actual peer-reviewed science says you should be eating. And along the way, we'll demolish the biggest myths that are holding you back. This isn't about chasing a number on a lab report. It's about how you feel. It's about having the stamina to play with your grandkids, the focus to enjoy your hobbies, and the strength to handle life's demands. That feeling of vitality is deeply connected to your body's natural hormone balance, and testosterone plays a leading role. A gradual decline with age is normal, but a steep drop, accelerated by bad information, is not something you must accept. The solution isn't found in miracle supplements or overnight cures. The truth is simpler, and it starts at the end of your fork. The foods we choose are the raw materials our bodies use for everything, including hormone production. If you believe in taking a proactive, informed approach to your own health, make sure you're subscribed. We are committed to delivering practical, no-nonsense content just like this, every single week. Now, let's dismantle the first great lie. We'll start with the biggest one, the myth that all dietary fat is the enemy. For decades, we were programmed to fear it. We were steered towards low-fat yogurts, fat-free dressings, and lean everything. This advice, while well-intentioned, created a huge misunderstanding. It led countless men to starve their bodies of a nutrient that is absolutely essential for hormone production. Think of it like trying to build a brick house without mortar. You can have all the bricks in the world, but nothing will hold together. Your body's hormones, including testosterone, are built from cholesterol, which comes from the fats you eat. When you remove these foundational fats, you're shutting down the factory. So, if avoiding all fat is the mistake, what is the truth? The truth is that healthy fats are not just beneficial, they are critical. And one of the best sources of these foundational fats is the humble egg, specifically the yolk. For years, the egg yolk was demonized for its cholesterol. We were told to eat egg white omelets, discarding the most nutritious part. But why were we told to throw away the best part for so long? Modern science has now largely vindicated dietary cholesterol from most people, showing it has little impact on blood cholesterol levels. The yolk is where the treasure lies. It's packed with healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. It contains vitamin D, a crucial component for testosterone synthesis. Many men, especially in northern climates, are deficient in vitamin D, and egg yolks are one of the few natural food sources. They also provide the very cholesterol your body uses as a precursor to create testosterone. It's the direct raw material for the assembly line. The action is simple. Welcome whole eggs back to your breakfast table. Research in the International Journal of Endocrinology and Metabolism found a direct link between vitamin D levels and testosterone. Men with sufficient vitamin D had significantly higher levels than those who were deficient. Enjoying 2 or 3 whole eggs in the morning is a simple, effective way to provide your body with the building blocks it needs. It's not about eating a dozen eggs a day. It is about consistently including this nutrient-dense food. Forget the fear of fat and embrace the power of the whole egg. From the foundational fats in eggs, we now turn to a different kind of essential fat, one found deep in the ocean. This brings us to another pervasive myth. The idea that you need exotic, expensive superfoods from far-off lands to be healthy. You see these powders and berries with fancy names and even fancier price tags. This is a marketing tactic, designed to make you feel that everyday foods aren't good enough. It complicates nutrition and makes healthy eating feel inaccessible. The truth is more straightforward and affordable. You don't need to hunt for rare ingredients. Some of the most potent foods for men's health are the ones you've known your whole life. A perfect example is fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. These fish are superstars not because they're exotic, but because they are incredibly rich in 2 key nutrients, omega-3 fatty acids and, once again, vitamin D. But what does inflammation actually have to do with your hormones? Think of chronic inflammation as a blaring fire alarm inside your body. That constant systemic stress can suppress hormone function. It disrupts the delicate signals your body needs to produce testosterone effectively. By consuming omega-3s, you help to turn down that alarm, allowing your hormonal systems to communicate properly. Then there's the vitamin D. Fatty fish is one of the absolute best dietary sources of this vitamin, which functions more like a hormone in the body. Research has consistently shown a strong correlation between vitamin D status and testosterone levels. A 2011 study followed a group of men who were given vitamin D supplements for a year. At the end of the study, their testosterone levels had significantly increased compared to the placebo group. This highlights the powerful role of the vitamin itself, which you can get directly from foods like salmon. The practical takeaway is to aim for 2 servings of fatty fish per week. It doesn't have to be expensive wild-caught salmon every time. Canned sardines or mackerel are incredibly cost-effective, packed with nutrients, and easy to add to a salad or eat with whole-grain crackers. This isn't a secret, it's just solid, fundamental nutrition. A piece of salmon is great, but what about the food sitting next to it on the plate? Too often, it's ignored. This leads us to the myth that a salad is just rabbit food, something light and flimsy without real nutritional power. We focus on the protein and view the greens on the side as an afterthought. This dismisses an entire category of foods packed with a mineral absolutely essential for men's health. You might be eating a big steak, but are you ignoring the very thing that helps your body thrive? The truth is that dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are nutritional powerhouses. They are one of the best dietary sources of magnesium. But how does a simple mineral found in spinach actually impact something as complex as testosterone? Magnesium plays a role in over 300 biochemical reactions in your body. It's involved in muscle function, nerve signaling, and, critically, it's linked to testosterone levels. One way magnesium appears to work is by influencing a protein called sex hormone binding globulin, or SHBG. Think of SHBG as a taxi that keeps testosterone occupied in your bloodstream. When testosterone is bound to SHBG, it's not available for your body to use. It's total testosterone, but not free testosterone. Magnesium seems to help increase the amount of free, bioactive testosterone circulating in your system, which is what really matters for energy and strength. A study in the journal Biological Trace Element Research examined both athletes and sedentary men. In both groups, those who supplemented with magnesium for 4 weeks showed an increase in free and total testosterone levels. The effect was even stronger in the men who exercised. This shows that magnesium helps create a better hormonal environment. So, how do you put this on your plate? Make dark leafy greens a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. Build your lunch around a large spinach salad. Sauté a generous portion of kale with garlic and olive oil as a side for your dinner. Blend a handful of Swiss chard into a morning smoothie. By making these greens a staple, you ensure your body has a steady supply of the magnesium it needs to keep your systems running at their peak. It's a simple switch that turns your rabbit food into rocket fuel. Let's move from the greens to what gives them flavor. This addresses a subtle myth, the idea that healthy eating must be bland and boring. We associate health food with steamed, unseasoned vegetables. This misconception can make a healthy lifestyle feel like a punishment, a chore to be endured rather than enjoyed. If the food doesn't taste good, you won't eat it, no matter how beneficial it is. But what if some of the most flavorful ingredients in your kitchen were also some of the most supportive for your hormonal health? The truth is that powerful, delicious flavors can come from herbs and spices loaded with health-promoting compounds. A perfect example is garlic. For centuries, garlic has been used both as a culinary staple and a medicinal herb. That pungent flavor comes from a compound called allicin, which is released when garlic is chopped or crushed. Research suggests that compounds in garlic may enhance testosterone production.
It's thought to work by boosting the activity of certain enzymes involved in the process. Furthermore, garlic may help lower levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. Think of cortisol and testosterone as being on a seesaw. When stress and cortisol go up, testosterone can go down. By helping to manage the body's stress response, garlic can contribute to a more favorable hormonal balance. The practical step here is to use garlic generously in your cooking. Add an extra clove or two to your sauces, stir-fries, and roasted vegetables. For the most benefit, let chopped or crushed garlic sit for about 10 minutes before you cook it. This allows the allicin compound to fully form. It's a simple habit that adds immense flavor and potential health benefits to your meals. Healthy eating should be a celebration of flavor, not a rejection of it. Now for some bad advice you might hear. The myth that to support men's health, you must focus exclusively on animal products like meat and eggs. This overlooks a vast kingdom of foods that provide unique nutrients you can't get anywhere else. It creates an unbalanced diet that can be low in fiber and antioxidants. Are you missing out on a key mineral because you're only focusing on one section of the grocery store? The truth is that certain nuts and seeds are incredibly dense sources of minerals vital for testosterone production. Two of the best are pumpkin seeds and Brazil nuts. Pumpkin seeds are one of the richest plant-based sources of zinc. The importance of zinc cannot be overstated. Zinc is the master key for the testosterone factory in your body. It's a critical component for the enzymes that convert cholesterol into testosterone. Even a mild zinc deficiency can significantly impact testosterone levels. A landmark study from the 1990s demonstrated this clearly. Researchers put healthy young men on a zinc-restricted diet. In just a few months, their testosterone levels plummeted. Then they took zinc-deficient elderly men and gave them zinc supplements. Their testosterone levels nearly doubled. This shows how foundational zinc truly is. Then there are Brazil nuts, which are famous for one thing: selenium. But what makes selenium so special? It's a powerful antioxidant that helps protect the cells in your body from damage, including the Leydig cells that produce testosterone. Think of it as a bodyguard for your testosterone factory, keeping it safe from daily stress. Just 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day can provide your full recommended daily intake of selenium. The action plan is simple. A small handful of pumpkin seeds each day makes for a great snack. Sprinkle them on your salad or yogurt. For Brazil nuts, moderation is key due to their high selenium content. Just 1 or 2 a day is all you need. It's not about huge quantities, but about consistently incorporating these mineral-rich powerhouses into your diet.
Let's debunk a myth that's especially prevalent in the fitness world, that the natural sugar in fruit is just as bad as the refined sugar in candy. This fear of fruit can lead people to avoid one of the healthiest food groups on the planet. They miss out on vitamins, minerals, fiber, and powerful antioxidants, all because of a misunderstanding about how the body processes sugar from whole foods. Are you avoiding fruit because you're afraid of the sugar? The truth is that whole fruits contain a complex package of nutrients that work together, and some fruits are particularly beneficial. 2 excellent examples are pomegranates and berries. Pomegranate has a long history as a symbol of health. Modern science is beginning to understand why. Pomegranates are loaded with unique antioxidants called panicolagens. These compounds are incredibly effective at reducing oxidative stress, which is like rust on a car, a slow, damaging process that affects every cell, including those involved in hormone production. By fighting this rust, the antioxidants in pomegranates help to maintain a healthier internal environment. One study had participants drink pomegranate juice daily for 2 weeks. Researchers found a significant increase in salivary testosterone levels, along with improvements in mood. While this is a small study on juice, it points to the powerful potential of the whole fruit. Then we have berries, like blueberries and strawberries. They are packed with antioxidants called flavonoids that also help combat inflammation and oxidative stress. They are also relatively low in sugar and high in fiber. But why is fiber so important here? The fiber helps to slow the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream, preventing the sharp blood sugar spikes that can be detrimental to hormone balance. The takeaway is to embrace these fruits. Enjoy a bowl of mixed berries with your breakfast. Snack on a handful of pomegranate seeds in the afternoon. Adding these antioxidant-rich fruits to your diet helps protect your body from the inside out. Now we must bust a very specific but damaging myth. This is the myth that cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower can lower testosterone because they supposedly increase estrogen. This idea has spread through online forums and caused men to avoid some of the healthiest vegetables available. It stems from a complete misinterpretation of how the compounds in these vegetables actually work. The truth is the exact opposite. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts contain a compound called indole-3-carbinol, or I3C. When you digest these vegetables, I3C converts into another compound called DIM. Far from promoting estrogen, DIM actually helps your body to metabolize it more effectively. Everyone has both testosterone and estrogen. The key is the ratio between them. So how does DIM help? It assists the liver in processing estrogen into weaker, less potent forms, which are then more easily excreted from the body. This supports a healthier balance between testosterone and estrogen. Think of it as helping your body's natural cleanup crew do a more efficient job. By improving estrogen metabolism, you create a more favorable environment for testosterone to do its work. There is no credible scientific evidence that eating a normal amount of broccoli will negatively impact your testosterone levels. On the contrary, their benefits are numerous. They are high in fiber, vitamins, and minerals. So, what's the practical advice? Do not fear these vegetables. Make them a regular feature on your dinner plate. Roast broccoli with garlic and olive oil. Steam some cauliflower and mash it as a substitute for potatoes. Shred cabbage for a crunchy, nutrient-dense slaw. These vegetables are your allies, not your enemies.
Let's address a myth related to convenience. The myth is that you must always eat fresh, raw foods to get the most benefit. We're often told that cooking destroys nutrients. This can make healthy eating seem difficult, especially when fresh produce is out of season or too expensive. This all-or-nothing thinking can discourage people from eating vegetables altogether. But what if a simple cooking process could actually unlock a food's most powerful benefits? The truth is that for some foods, cooking enhances their nutritional value and makes their key compounds more available. A perfect example is cooked tomatoes. Tomatoes are famous for being a rich source of lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that gives them their red color. It has been studied extensively for its role in men's health, particularly in supporting the prostate. Raw tomatoes contain lycopene, but it's trapped within the plant's tough cell walls. The heat from cooking breaks down these walls, releasing the lycopene and making it much easier for your body to absorb. This means that tomato sauce and tomato paste can be more potent sources of lycopene than a fresh raw tomato. In fact, studies show that lycopene absorption is further enhanced when consumed with a healthy fat like olive oil. This is why a traditional tomato sauce, cooked with olive oil, is such a nutritional powerhouse. The practical application is to embrace cooked tomato products. When making a sauce, let it simmer. This not only develops flavor, but also increases the bioavailability of the lycopene. Choose tomato paste as a base for soups and stews. It's a concentrated source of this valuable antioxidant. This demonstrates a key principle. It's not just what you eat, but how you prepare it. Now for a myth rooted in a bit of truth but blown way out of proportion. The idea that soy foods like tofu and edamame will destroy your testosterone. This fear is based on the fact that soy contains compounds called isoflavones, which are phytoestrogens. Because they have a similar chemical structure to estrogen, the assumption was made that they would act like estrogen in a man's body. The truth, based on a massive body of scientific evidence, is that consuming soy foods in normal amounts does not negatively affect testosterone levels in men. A comprehensive meta-analysis looked at the results of dozens of clinical studies and concluded that neither soy foods nor isoflavone supplements have any significant effect on testosterone. The fear comes from a few isolated reports of individuals consuming extreme quantities of soy. For the average person, including some edamame with dinner or having a tofu stir-fry is perfectly fine. But what should you eat if you're looking for a food that actively supports your hormonal health? Let's talk about beans and lentils. These legumes are fantastic sources of plant-based protein and fiber, but they are also rich in two key nutrients we've already discussed, zinc and magnesium. A single cup of cooked lentils provides a significant portion of your daily zinc needs, while black beans are loaded with magnesium. They also support stable blood sugar levels, which is crucial. Sharp spikes and crashes in blood sugar can disrupt hormonal balance. The high fiber content in beans and lentils slows digestion, providing a steady release of energy and preventing these fluctuations. The action plan is to incorporate a variety of beans and lentils into your weekly meals. Add chickpeas to your salads. Make a hearty lentil soup. Substitute black beans for some of the ground meat in chili. They are inexpensive, versatile, and packed with the minerals your body needs for optimal function.
We have arrived at our final food, and to introduce it, we must bust the biggest myth of all, the idea that there is a single, magic bullet food. It's the notion that if you just eat this one thing, all your problems will be solved. This thinking sells magazines, but it's not how human biology works. Your body is a complex system that relies on a wide array of nutrients working in harmony. No single food can overcome a poor diet. The truth is that a holistic approach matters most. However, if there were one food that comes closest to being a superfood specifically for testosterone support, it would have to be oysters. Why oysters? They are, pound for pound, the single best dietary source of zinc on the planet. As we've established, zinc is non-negotiable for testosterone production. A serving of just a few oysters can provide several times your recommended daily intake. It's an incredibly potent dose of this essential mineral. Think of zinc as the spark plug for your testosterone engine. Without it, nothing happens. Oysters ensure that your engine has the strongest spark possible. But their benefits don't stop there. Oysters are also a good source of selenium, which we know protects the testosterone-producing cells. They contain high-quality protein essential for maintaining muscle mass. They are a complete package of nutrients that all support a healthy hormonal environment. The practical takeaway isn't that you need to eat oysters every day. For most people, that's not practical. But think of them as a strategic tool. Enjoying oysters occasionally, perhaps once or twice a month, can be a great way to ensure your zinc levels are fully topped up. If you don't like oysters, don't worry. Other shellfish like crab and lobster are also excellent sources of zinc, as are red meat and pumpkin seeds. The principle remains the same: prioritize zinc-rich foods. Oysters are simply the undisputed champion. So there you have it, 10 powerful foods free from the myths that have surrounded them. Whole eggs, fatty fish, dark leafy greens, garlic, pumpkin seeds and Brazil nuts, pomegranates and berries, cruciferous vegetables, cooked tomatoes, beans and lentils, and oysters. The connecting thread is good science. These foods work because they supply the specific vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats your body requires to function properly. The real secret is consistency, creating a diet rich in these whole foods over the long term. Let's address a few things you might be thinking right now. Challenge 1: the budget. Healthy eating doesn't have to be expensive. For fatty fish, remember that canned salmon and sardines offer the same nutritional benefits as fresh at a fraction of the price. For berries, buy them frozen. They're picked at peak ripeness, locking in the nutrients, and are often cheaper than fresh. And foods like beans, lentils, eggs, and pumpkin seeds are some of the most affordable, nutrient-dense foods you can buy. Challenge 2: allergies and restrictions. What if you have a shellfish allergy and can't eat oysters? No problem. Focus on the other zinc-rich foods we discussed.
Lean red meat in moderation is a great source. Pumpkin seeds are a fantastic plant-based option. The goal is not to eat every single food on this list, but to understand the principles and apply them with foods that work for you. Perhaps the most important consideration is for those on medication. It's crucial to remember that this is nutritional guidance, not medical advice. Food is powerful, and a significant change in your diet can affect how medications work. Before making major changes, it is always best to have a conversation with your doctor. They can help you integrate these healthy foods in a way that is safe and complements your overall health plan. Finally, you might be wondering, how long until I notice a difference? This is not a quick fix. Building a healthier body is like building a house. It takes time and the right materials. You may start to feel more energetic within a few weeks, but the real lasting benefits come from making these foods a regular part of your life over months and years. Be patient with your body. Trust the process.
The journey to better health can feel overwhelming. You've just received an hour of information, and the question is, where do you begin? The answer is simple. Start with one thing. Don't try to change your entire diet overnight. That's a recipe for failure. Instead, pick just one food from our list that appeals to you. Maybe it's having 2 whole eggs for breakfast a few times this week. Maybe it's adding a handful of spinach to your dinner tonight. Choose one small, manageable change and commit to it for the next 7 days. Success is built on small, consistent actions. That one small change will build momentum, and next week you can add another. That is how lasting transformation happens. I'm curious, what was the biggest myth you believed before watching this? Let us know in the comments below. Reading your feedback helps us create better content for this community. If this straightforward, science-backed approach is what you've been looking for, make sure you've subscribed and hit the notification bell. That way, you won't miss our next video dedicated to your health and vitality. Thank you for investing this time in yourself. Every healthy choice you make is a deposit in the bank account of your future. You have the power to build a stronger, more energetic tomorrow. It all starts with your next meal.